Today we honor Pat Summitt and her continued impact on the sport. Well, the fans are lined up outside Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater to watch a Big 12 battle between two teams in the middle of the pack at the end of January. Both need a win to keep pace with the conference leaders. It's number 13 Baylor facing the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us, along with Hall of Famer Cheryl Swoops. I'm Brenda Van Lingen. Well, this Baylor team, they went 14-0. They rose to number 4 in the country, but they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. Oklahoma State has faced a lot of adversity, and they're coming off a rough loss at Cincinnati. So how much pressure on these two teams to win today?
Whew, Brenda, listen, I'm not even playing, and I'm feeling the pressure. Right now, when you look at the standings in the Big 12, everyone's trying to catch Kansas State. So this game is going to be huge. Charlie Creen has Baylor as a 5th seed. Oklahoma State, next 4 out. This game could have a huge impact on that.
And for Baylor to get back to its winning ways, they need Sarah Andrews to get her scoring groove back.
Absolutely. Sarah Andrews didn't have a very good game coming off of that loss the other day. But Sarah Andrews is one of those players that Baylor really needs to get going. She can shoot the 3. She loves to put the ball on the deck, get to the hole. She's going to need to bring that. And also on the defensive end, she needs to get out. She needs to cause some disruptions, get steals, easy buckets, and find a way to lead this team to a win.
Well, the advantage for Oklahoma State is the size inside, and that's 6'5" Hannah Gusters.
Absolutely. When you talk about size, Baylor doesn't have anyone that can match up with Gusters in the paint. If she is determined to get in, make her presence felt early in the paint, Hannah Gusters averaging 14 points a game. She needs to find a way to do that and really find a way to get her team a win today.
And head coach for Oklahoma State is J.C. Poit in her 2nd year. In her 1st season, she led the Cowgirls to the NCAA tournament. It was her 2nd NCAA tournament berth as a coach, but the first time she missed out because of COVID when she was coaching at UMKC. And Nikki Collin, the head coach for Baylor in her 3rd season, of course coming from the WNBA, where she was Coach of the Year in 2018, and now trying to get this Baylor squad back on a winning track after losing 3 of their last 4, the last one against Kansas State at home. As we tip it up here in Stillwater, Baylor in their green uniforms with the gold trim, they have the first possession of the game. This Baylor team struggled against the zone of Kansas State in the 2nd half. They're expecting to see a little bit of that, and they get Dreonna Edwards to hit the first jumper of the game. And as we take a look at the Oklahoma State starting lineup, Noble, Aussie, Garzone, Gusters, and Hurd, all 5 starters average in double figures. And there they try to get the ball inside the Gusters, but stolen away by Asia Blackwell.
Well, and Brenda, that's one thing that Coach Hoyt told us yesterday is, yes, they want to find Gusters in the paint. They want to try to go to her early, but at the same time, they don't want to force it. And as you saw in that last possession, they tried to get the ball inside, and it was a turnover.
Walker, Blackwell, Edwards, all transfers into this Baylor program. Asia Blackwell didn't play much at all last year. Edwards had to sit out last year, and then Jada Walker just transferring over. So it's made a big difference with the look of this Baylor team, and they're going to get after it defensively. And you got to think coming into this game, like you talked about, the pressure to win, they need to show it on the defensive end of the court.
Absolutely. Listen, everyone's going to have an off night shooting the basketball. Whether you want to admit that or not, it's going to happen. But defensively, you can still find a way to get in passing lanes, to be disruptive, and find a way to win a ball game with your defense.
Quincy Noble off the screen gets the Cowgirls on the scoreboard.
And Quincy Noble is one of those players. She's just the engine. She's the engine that gets this Oklahoma State team going. And if she can get going early, that's a good sign for Oklahoma State.
Backdoor cut by Andrews. Beautiful pass. But Little Paige Bugs can't get it to drop. Staley Hurd, just a freshman, but she is a terrific player. Has it stolen away, though, by Little Paige Bugs. And a nice pass up ahead to Asia Blackwell for the score.
So here's the thing. Both of these these teams, they love to get out. They love to push the ball. They love to be in transition. Which team is going to find a way to have a little bit of an edge getting out in transition, scoring some easy buckets?
One shot and done for the Cowgirls. Walker driving through three Cowgirls. Can't get that one to go. And there's Staley Hurd. She is the leading scorer on this team as a freshman. Out to Anna Gret Ossie, who misses, and Baylor comes away with a rebound.
Even though Anna Gret Ossie missed that shot, that is definitely something that Coach Hoyt wants to see them doing in transition.
Driana Edwards picks up the foul, the first of the game. Let's take a look back at Staley Hurd, just leading this team, 14.4 points a game. She's double figures 8 of the last 9 games. What's really impressive about this young woman is they didn't have Gusters at the beginning of the year, the whole first semester. She had to play center to start, and then when they lost a couple of point guards, then she had to move to point guard.
Yeah, and again, let's not forget she's just a freshman. So this is a freshman you're asking to come in and do a lot of things that typically freshmen aren't asked to do.
You know, it's very similar, I think, to Madison Booker at Texas, who had to step in when Rory Harmon was injured. And a foul called. It's an offensive foul on Staley Hurd. And so, again, she's playing that point guard position, kind of out of position, but out of necessity for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, but if you see, Quincy Noble went right to her freshman after that charge call and was in her space, but not in a bad way. Basically saying, listen, you got this. We need you. Continue to be aggressive. And unfortunately, she just picked up a foul on that play. I love watching Quincy Noble defensively. She loves putting pressure on you, picking up full court. I love her speed, her quickness. She is one of those defenders that can give Baylor problems if she's on her game.
And she's a transfer from North Texas, so it's always interesting when players come from the non-Power 5 conferences and step in, and she's done a terrific job so far this year for Oklahoma State. Here comes Hurd again. This time throws it away as Blackwell steps into the passing lane. Blackwell's been all over defensively.
Well, that's another thing that Coach Collin talked about was them just getting in passing lanes, being aggressive, trying to be disruptive, and that time you saw the steal.
Baylor went out of bounds, so it will be Oklahoma State basketball. Into the game for the Cowgirls is Lior Garzone, the 6'1" senior. Started her career at Villanova. Last year set a single-season three-point record for Oklahoma State, but her shooting from three has been down a little bit this year.
She attempts 7 threes a game. And Coach Hoyt said, well, hopefully some of those 7 will start going down in this game today.
Big three-pointer from Anna Gret Ossie, who's a 37% three-point shooter, gives Oklahoma State the lead.
Yeah, Ossie's a bucket. She is a bucket. It doesn't matter if it's from behind the 3, putting the ball on the deck, getting to the hole. I love watching her shoot the basketball.
And we know Baylor's concerned about her on-ball work, but there she hits the three-pointer, and another turnover for Baylor, their 4th as they step on the baseline. Oklahoma State already with 5 turnovers in this game, trying to find an offensive rhythm against the Baylor defense.
Sarah Andrews is not giving Garzone any space, and she found Hannah Gusters on the block. That's exactly what Oklahoma State would love to do, is be able to get some easy buckets from Gusters inside.
First basket of the game for Gusters, as that's going to be a big target for them where they have the size advantage. And Oklahoma State forcing another turnover, their 5th right in front of J.C. Hoyt.
And coaches say this all the time, that defense can get your offense going. As a player, I don't know if I believe that. I was like, no, coach, I need the ball to get my offense going. But it's true. Defense gets the crowds in it. It gets your teammates in it. Great defensive stop by Oklahoma State.
Riley Langerman, number 11, into the game, the transfer from Arkansas. Noble has that one blocked, and then she commits the retaliation foul. Well, ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball.
Live sport. Our weekend, Friday and Saturday on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN+. The PGA Tour Live. Every tournament starts on ESPN+.
Women's college hoops on ESPN.
You are watching the Big 12 on ESPN. Well, Oklahoma State off to a 7-4 lead, and Cheryl, they're playing some stifling defense.
Yeah, well, when we talked about how important it is for Sarah Andrews to get going, Oklahoma State feels the same way. If you see right here in the left corner, baseline corner, Sarah Andrews is spotting up, trying to get the offense running, and Ossie is like, no, you're not going to catch the ball. You're not going to touch it. Just face guarding everywhere she goes on the floor. Oklahoma State has decided someone else is going to have to beat us besides Sarah Andrews, and I'll be interested to see if that's the type of defense they continue to play on Andrews the whole game.
Yeah, Andrews does not even have a shot attempt yet, and she is the leading scorer on the year, one of the leading scorers. She's 12.2, Edwards is 12.4, but she is such an important part of this offense. So looking out of the timeout, they give Sarah Andrews the ball coming down the court, so she can't be face guarded.
Well, and now Oklahoma State is in a 2-3 zone.
And there's a turnover against the zone. That's what gave Baylor problems against Kansas State the other day. Lior Garzon hits a three. That's a big shot for the Cowgirls.
Great push in transition. Let's start with the turnover. They come out of that timeout. They come out 2-3 zone, get an early turnover, push in transition, finds Garzon, finds Garzon in the corner for a three.
Jump ball called. Possession arrow stays on this end with Baylor. They'll have it with 18 seconds on the shot clock. And Nikki Collin knew they would be facing some zone the way they were so ineffective against the K-State zone defense.
Well, if I'm a team right now that's going up against Baylor, I'm going to look at that K-State game and say, you know what? They played a lot of zone, and it affected Baylor. So I understand why J.C. Hoyt said we're going to come out and we're going to play a little bit of zone as well. And let's see how Baylor reacts to it.
Nice pass inside. Oklahoma State on a 10-0 run. And a quick score, and that stops the run for Edwards as they finally are able to get one inside.
Yeah, and as a coach, you hate when you make a great offensive play, you find your big girl inside, and then you give up a nice, easy layup, which shouldn't happen because you just scored on the other end.
The foul called on Walker, and as we take a look back at that K-State game, this Baylor team was ahead of Kansas State in Waco in the first half, and then they were held to just 16 points, 23% shooting when K-State shifted to the zone.
And that's a lot of the reason why Coach Collins said that she needs not just Sarah Andrews, but she needs her players to have a short memory because, as you saw, they did not shoot the ball well against the zone. And lots of times against the zone, you just get stagnant, right? You pass the ball around the perimeter and looking to shoot threes. And if your shot's not falling, you have to find a way to attack the zone. Find the holes in the zone. Have someone flash to the high post, move the basketball, penetrate and kick. And they just got stagnant against K-State.
Okay, a jump ball called on this end. This time it will be Oklahoma State basketball. I want to mention that Praise Egeredba, the 6'3" redshirt freshman from Germany, number 24, is in the game for Oklahoma State. As Jesse Dickerson, one of our officials, along with Kim Hobbs and Nicole Brannon, they are taking a look at the shot clock. As there was a jump ball called, and Jesse Dickerson checking on that right now. It was interesting, Cheryl, to see as Jesse Dickerson came over, both sets of players huddled up. I mean, they understand the communication so important in this game, and both teams got together as we take a look back at the shot clock. And it never touches the rim, and so Jesse Dickerson confirmed to us it should be 13 seconds on the shot clock as he goes into place to have Oklahoma State inbound it.
Well, Brenda, to your point, both teams understand the pressure. They both understand how important this game is, so they're going to find a way to come together and see, oh, right there.
How about that? Garzone, who has been struggling. She was just 2 of 10 from three-point range in the loss to Cincinnati, and she's already connected on a couple of them to give Oklahoma State its largest lead of the game.
Garzone just finding a way to get her shot off, spotting up on the wing, nothing but net from deep. And I can guarantee you, Coach Hoyt is happy right now.
That's what they wanted to see. They know she was such a great three-point shooter last year in her freshman year. So many changes for this Oklahoma State team, as they just have 3 returners from last year. And a beautiful pass, great hands from Edwards to score on the other end for Baylor.
Well, and to me, Baylor is a much better team if and when they can get out in transition and find a way to score the basketball early and easy in transition.
So Oklahoma State just 3 returners from last year. So they've added 7 transfers and 4 freshmen to the lineup as a whistle and a foul on Baylor's Asia Blackwell. Well, what a big Monday SEC women's basketball matchup we have for you on ESPN2. Angel Reese and number 7 LSU will be in Starkville to take on Jacayla Jordan and Mississippi State, who've won 3 of the last 4. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern. Boy, what an atmosphere in Baton Rouge this last Thursday, huh?
Took me back to my playing days, Brenda. Not really, but oh my gosh, such a great game, great for TV, great for women's sports, not just basketball. It was, it was fun.
And what a move inside by Egarebba, but Oklahoma State gets the offensive board. Noble looking to Egarebba inside. Cross court over to Aussie. Lets the defender go by. Too strong.
Great skip pass by Quincy Noble, though, to find Ozzie for a wide open 3. She just wasn't able to knock it down.
Into the game, Bella Fauntleroy, number 22. Edwards misses that, but she's scored 6 of the 8 points so far for Baylor. Fauntleroy, full of her energy. She is such a great sophomore for Baylor. And then muscling it in, Yaya Felder.
That's tough. Yaya took the contact and was able to finish for 2.
She is averaging just under 9 points a game for Baylor, and usually is instant offense for Baylor when she comes on the court.
You know, for Oklahoma State, Sarah Andrews is guarding Garzone, and I understand she's in her space because she's been shooting 3s, but I wouldn't mind seeing Garzone take Andrews down on the block and post her up a little bit. But for Baylor right now, if they can find a way to keep attacking, and here Yaya just putting it on the deck, getting to the hole, finishing, might have been an and one, but she got 2.
Jada Walker picked up her 2nd foul, and so that brings Danae Fritz into the game for Baylor, the transfer from Iowa State. Oh, and that one gets away from Aussie, and then a whistle is blown, and Nikki Collins said, "Why are you blowing that whistle? We had a fast break."
Listen, Coach, I might agree with you on that one. Just let me go get my easy 2.
So the foul was called on Annegret Aussie.
As a coach, you love when you sub and players bring energy, and Yaya Felder has done that for Baylor, coming in off the bench, being very active defensively, getting a couple steals, a bucket, putting Baylor right back in the game.
Fauntleroy. 3-pointer, Andrews off the mark. Nice move by Noble inside.
She put her head down and was determined that she was going to get to the basket and finish. That was nice, Quincy.
Felder with the ball, gets the ball screen, takes it in tough. Boy, the energy that Felder brings, she's a transfer from Ohio, and again, that energy she brings off the bench, you can just feel it.
Yeah, just when she came in that first possession, it's like she came in the game and said, we are not going to lose this game. She's doing everything that she can single-handedly do to keep Baylor in this game.
Felder Felder, when she was at Ohio last year, was All-MAC second team. She averaged 22 points a game for Ohio. Makes the first free throw. She's about a 74% free throw shooter on the season. And connects on both. So the biggest lead for Oklahoma State here in the first quarter as we wind down with just about 20 seconds left to go. Their biggest lead was 9 points. Baylor has cut it to 5. We'll see what Oklahoma State can do on this last possession. Aussie finds a hole through the entire defense, misses it, but Guster's there to clean it up.
Great take by Ozzie. Guster's there to get the rebound and put it back.
And Baylor not able to score, and Yaya Felder hits the floor hard and is slow to get up. But Quincy Noble with a terrific drive previously, and Guster's, though.
Yeah, Quincy Noble just putting her head down, getting to the hole for a nice finish. Oklahoma State up by 7.
Live sports.
When you get your next big idea, say sparkly ketchup, Grammarly's tone suggestions can help pitch it with confidence to get your team on board.
Did you see her email?
Already calling vendors.
Oh no,
Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
PGA Tour Live.
Welcome back to Stillwater, Oklahoma, along with Cheryl Swoops. I'm Brenda Van Langen. Oklahoma State up 19-12